All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're talking about quantum computing. And for the longest time, this felt like pure science fiction, right? Well, in just the last year, that's completely changed. It's moved from theory into a pretty startling new reality. It's here, and honestly, it's changing everything. So the first big signs of this shift started popping up in early 2025. You started seeing headlines just like this one from Science magazine. And this wasn't just another lab experiment. For the first time, it was crystal clear that these quantum machines were actually solving real-world, useful problems. Stuff that's way beyond what even our best supercomputers can handle.
And, by the end of that same year, it was obvious this wasn't just a one-off thing. Google came out and announced what they called a verifiable quantum advantage. So what does that mean? Well, in plain English, they proved their quantum chip did a calculation that would take the fastest supercomputer on Earth over 3 years to finish. 3 years! Yeah, that's when you know the quantum era has arrived for real.
And this wasn't just nerds in labs getting excited either. This got recognized on the world stage. The UN actually declared 2025 the International Year of Quantum Science and Technology. That's a huge deal. It marked a real tipping point. The whole conversation shifted from if this is going to happen to, okay, it's happening, so how do we deal with it? All right, let's dive into that. Okay, so what is this new power? What makes it capable of solving problems we used to think were literally impossible? The key thing to get is that this isn't just a faster computer. It's not like going from a laptop to a supercomputer. It's a completely different rulebook for how to compute things in the first place.
And it all starts with a brand new building block for information. You know how all of our current tech runs on bits, ones and zeros? Well, quantum computers use something totally different, called a qubit.
And this slide really shows you the difference perfectly. A normal bit, a classical bit, it's like a light switch, right? It's either on or it's off, a 1 or 0. Simple. But a qubit, this is where it gets a little weird. Thanks to this quantum principle called superposition, a qubit can be both on and off at the exact same time. It's not one or the other. It's existing in this whole range of possibilities all at once. A really good way to wrap your head around this is the maze analogy. Imagine you have a super complex maze. A regular computer would solve it the slow way. It tries one path, hits a dead end, goes back, tries another, and so on, one by one. But a quantum computer, because of that superposition thing, it can kind of get this bird's eye view. It can see all the possible paths at the same time and find the solution way more directly. It's a massive shortcut. And look, this isn't just theory. This new approach is already making a huge impact in the real world. Just in 2025, we saw these incredible speedups. We're talking about drug companies cutting simulation times by a factor of 20. Financial firms optimizing their models up to 80 times faster. And this one is wild. In material science, a quantum computer solved a simulation in just a few minutes. That same problem would have taken a traditional supercomputer, wait for it, 1 million years. That's not just faster, that's a whole new ballgame. The scale of this is it's almost impossible to imagine. The lead architect over at Quantinuum put it this way, and I love this quote. He said, "You'd literally have to harness the power of every star in the universe to fuel a classical computer that could do what their quantum machine did." So yeah, we're talking about calculations that are just completely off the table for any computer we could ever build the normal way. But, and there is a huge but here, this incredible power, this ability to see every path in the maze at once, it comes with a really profound and frankly very urgent risk, because the same power that can be used to create can also be used to break. And that brings us to the other side of the coin, the peril. The exact same power that lets us design new medicines and create revolutionary new materials, well, that same power can be used to shatter the digital locks that protect our entire modern world. So here's the crucial, kind of scary twist. The very specific, complex math that makes quantum computers so powerful, it just so happens to be the perfect tool for breaking modern encryption. All the digital locks that protect our banks, our private messages, our government secrets, they're all built on math problems that are super hard for regular computers to solve. But for a quantum computer, they could be incredibly easy. And please don't think of this as some distant, far-off threat. Just in May of 2025, researchers published a paper showing how new tricks could make breaking RSA encryption, that's the stuff that protects a huge chunk of the internet, about 20 times easier for a quantum computer. The danger is getting closer, and it's happening a lot faster than anybody expected. Which brings us to this really chilling strategy that people are already using, It's called Harvest Now, Decrypt Later. What that means is adversaries, hackers, foreign states, are stealing huge amounts of encrypted data right now. They can't read it yet, but they're stockpiling it, just waiting. It's basically a ticking time bomb of data, waiting for the day a quantum computer is powerful enough to crack it all wide open. Okay, so that's the scary part. But the good news is people saw this coming. The global security community hasn't been sleeping on this. For years, some of the smartest cryptographers in the world have been working on a defense plan, getting ready for the day when our current encryption just stops working. And the answer is called post-quantum cryptography, or PQC for short. Think of it as a whole new generation of encryption, built from the ground up specifically to be quantum-proof. It uses totally different kinds of math problems, ones that we're pretty confident are going to be hard for any computer to solve, even a powerful quantum one. And this is a big, coordinated, global effort. You've got major world powers, the US, the UK, China, Germany, all moving to standardize these new quantum-safe algorithms. Now, as you can see, their specific choices might differ a little bit here and there, but the big picture is a clear consensus. Everyone is pushing in the same direction, towards a quantum-safe future. So you've got this situation, right? The quantum computers are getting more powerful every single year, making the threat more and more real. So this migration, this switch to post-quantum cryptography, it has become an incredibly urgent race against time. And we're not just talking vague goals here. There are hard deadlines. This timeline from the US government shows that the transition is already happening. Look at this. By 2030, they're recommending we stop using the old crypto. And by 2035, it's going to be completely disallowed for critical national security systems. The clock is officially ticking. And you know, this isn't just some government mandate that only affects federal agencies. The biggest tech companies in the world, we're talking cloud providers, software vendors, you name it, they are all treating these dates as firm deadlines. And that means the pressure to upgrade is going to ripple out and affect pretty much every single business out there, big and small. So what's the big takeaway from all this? What should you be doing? Well, experts are all saying the same thing. You have to start preparing now. And the first steps are pretty clear. First, you've got to figure out where all your encryption is. Make an inventory. Second, figure out what's most at risk. Then third, make your systems crypto-agile, which is just a fancy way of saying make it easy to swap in new encryption when you need to. And finally, you have to start testing these new PQC algorithms today, not tomorrow, today. So yeah, the quantum era, it isn't on the horizon anymore. It's here. It holds this incredible promise to revolutionize science, medicine, you name it. But it also forces us to completely rebuild the very foundations of our digital trust. This is so much more than just a technical upgrade. It's a global race to build a secure future before the old one is completely broken.